Well, good morning. This is Ahura, and today's Tuesday, November 11. We'll be with you with the daily markets outlook. We're gonna check the market condition and overall uh, economic data that we had so far yesterday and today, and then we're gonna check the expectations of market that what we can expect from the markets later today. First, let's check with the data we had so far. I have to mention that it's holiday in the US and Canada because of Memorial Days that we have. So that's why the market liquidity can be slightly less, and that can increase the market risk. While in China, it's a sale days, and somehow they had amazing sales. A single day in China in the sales is something like Black Friday in the United States. However, they had a record today. They sell much more than the Chinese sale today. It was much more than several times more than and bigger than Black Friday sale. Anyway, in the United States, I have to mention that the Senate approved the market opens. Uh, Okay, sorry. Yeah, in the Senate that we had approved, the Senate approved the bill, and probably we can have the government opens from tomorrow or Wednesday if the House also can approve it, and then as long as soon as the House can approve, because it's a holiday tomorrow, as soon as the Wednesday, as soon as the House can approve this bill, probably most probably President Trump also can sign and it can be law and the market can open. However, markets are not such a good, they are not in such a good mood, mostly because of tech companies, tech stocks. As you can see, and still the markets, well, let me open this one. So as you can see, the markets are negative, while the US futures also, they have the same condition. I mean, generally the US futures also, as is the future market, while yesterday they closed higher, the future market is negative so far, while on the other hand, the gold and the dollar index, they're positive. Uh, for now, with what ongoing with the ongoing stocks, ongoing data and condition that we have in the markets, the overall condition in the state, overall emotional state actually in the market is a negative. That's why we can see the market is counting on more rate cut. Now we can see the 25 basis point rate cut have more than 36% chance. And at 50 basis point rate cut have more than 63% chance for December meeting. I don't think it's gonna happen with the 50%. Even the 25 basis point rate cut is under question. Anyway, the market is counting on that, and that's we can check the market reaction as well. However, on the other hand, on the data front, China started the week with the progress in the inflation data. Inflation on the monthly scale increased by 0.2%, annually also 0.2%, while the producer price index or producer inflation fell by only 2.1%. That's the fourth month in the past 10 months that we can see Chinese inflation in a positive territory. In Japan yesterday and yeah, yesterday in Japan we had a leading index improving from 107 to 108, while on the monthly scale it increased by 1%. In Australia, we had building approved by 12%. Building approvals increasing by 12%. That's a very good number, especially after 2.6% fall that we had previous month. In Turkey, industrial production improved by 2.9% annually, but on the monthly scale, it fell by 2.2%. It's not a good news for the Turkish economy. In Europe, we didn't have yesterday such important data. To mention about that, yes, yeah, that was yesterday. Today, as mentioned, in Canada and United States, is Memorial, Remembrance and Memorial Day, so the market is closed. In Japan, is the bank leading index as the bank leading numbers increased by 4 point bank leadings actually increased by 4.1%. In United Kingdom, retail sales improved by only 1.5%, much less than 2.4% expectations and 2% that we had previous month. And Japan also with other important in United Kingdom, other important data that we had so far in line with the lower retail sales. We had very negative or very weak numbers from the labor market as well, while unemployment rate increased to 5% from previous 4.8% and market 4.9% expectations. Average earnings with bonuses increased by 4.8% and without excluding the bonuses increased by 4.6%. That says that the market, this labor market is really weak, and now we can count on more rate cut. Now we can say that at least 125 basis point rate cut we're going to have this year, and that affected the British currency and stock market as well. In Australia, NBA business survey improved to 9, while the confidence is lower to 6, which is not such a good data for Australian economy. In Japan, I have to mention that with the 30-year bond yields in the Japanese gilt fell to slower to 3.16% yields or profit or the profit for 30 years bonds actually when it's increasing for the second time shows that the Japanese economy now counting on holding the current rate by the central bank for now, and they don't expect in a short term, at least for now, they don't expect any rate hike as the new government, Ms. Takeshi is supporting the more dovish policies. Later today, we're going to have the unemployment rate from South Africa, while the Chinese financial data, such as the new loans and the into money stock, also they have to publish today. In Europe, we're going to have ZEW surveys from Germany and Eurozone, and we expect slightly improvement in the data. In United States, it's depending on what's going on in it, what will happen with the government shutdown and the market holidays. However, we're going to have the Red Book retail sales and NFIB small business optimism. In both of them, we are expecting slightly weaker data. In Mexico, industrial production, and in Brazil, the inflation numbers supposed to show some progress in economy. That's the most important data of the day. And while the market will be focusing mostly on the government opens, looking at the chart, we can say that the market risk is still high despite slightly softer risk in a less recent day, we can say somehow, but still the 18.50 is the VIX number for now, and that says that the market is still higher for now. The dollar index still positive at 99.52 after Friday's slight downside. Monday and Tuesday so far, it's the positive, and the dollar index still above 99. While the dollar improving, the gold also improved with the market, as the market is still high. The same thing we can say for the silver trading above $50 now. Earlier today we had $51 as well. This is why the gold also covered about again about $4,100. In the energy markets, gas price is still around $4.40, 50 cents this area, while yesterday the gas price increased about $4.60. Now it's trading around $4.46 and $4.50. But generally the gas is positive as the winter needs more heating energy. But we cannot confirm same thing for the oil market. The oil is side movement somehow. About around $60, slightly above or under $60. But generally, we can say that side movement with the downside tendency. In the stock market, S&P 500, Nasdaq, and Dow Jones, all of them yesterday they slightly increased with the news of the opening, with the hopes of opening the government, but today with the tech negative movements in the stock market, the other stocks also they are under pressure. Generally, what we can see in the market is that technically we can say that the side movement with the downside tendency is more acceptable and expected movement. In the cryptocurrency market, Bitcoin, after reaching towards 108,000, again is back under 105,000, currently trading at 104,800. If the Bitcoin cannot take over this 106,000 and cannot confirm the price above 106,000, we cannot count on the higher numbers. As long as it's trading under $106,000 under this level, $106,000 trading under $106,000, we can say the bears will have more power and control in the market. So for now, we are still negative about the Bitcoin 102, and then 99,000 will be the next targets for now. Yeah, that's market condition, what's happened and what we're expecting to see. Well, it was useful for you. Talk to you again tomorrow. Have a good day. Bye bye.